The idea that you can go ahead and definitively say that somebody is lying because, oh no, yeah, their left eye twitches, okay, and I learned from one TV show that, the guilty people, they always cross their arms and they always look down in that one direction. I mean, Hollywood is never going to give you an accurate assessment. And no, if somebody just simply uses one word, that means that, I can go ahead and disregard all of their testimony, and you can do a whole, Columbo, like, just one more second, okay, just if I could just ask one more thing, or you could just storm into the courtroom and say that I want the truth, and then you can't handle the truth, but then you realize that you're not living in a Hollywood reality, that this is in fact real life, and people telling lies and being deceitful is a little bit more complex. But when you're dealing with a trial lawyer and you see habitual liars on the stand every single day, you pick up on a couple of things. So no, I don't think that you're going to be able to deduce whether or not somebody is truthful or not by just simply picking up on one word, but it's more or less speaking patterns. It's specific breaks in vocabulary continuity that will be able to lead you down the path of confirming somebody's story or not. So is someone a liar? This one word will tell you for sure, according to a trial lawyer. Okay, what do you got up there? On a recent episode of the podcast, The Diary of a CEO, trial lawyer Jefferson Fisher revealed the one word liars often use that's a dead giveaway to their deceit and a tactic to get them to confess. All right. The top debater shared that when people are trying to hide the truth, they often rely on absolutes like never or always, as originally reported by the Mirror. Yeah, see, it's not this one word, but it's this one thing that is just going to go ahead, right? Like they're just trying to deflect so hard. They're just trying to obfuscate from the truth. I would never do that. I always do that one thing that definitely keeps me away from whatever you're alleging I'm doing. I would never, ever, ever do that. I am always somebody who adheres to the law. I would never break a rule, except for the time that I'm here. Or rather, the reason behind that I'm here, talking to a lawyer. Anyways, to demonstrate the point, Jefferson walked listeners through a scenario when he asked Stephen to pose the question, "Were you texting while you were driving that day?" Jefferson responded, "No, I never text when I drive." But it's also, contingent on body language and, whether or not they're looking at you when you're saying that stuff. You have to establish individualized baselines because if somebody's blinking, there's some obvious tells that are out there, right? Like there's some certain physiological responses that you're going to get if somebody's lying. They're more than likely unconsciously narrowing their pupils, and perhaps they're going to be blinking whenever they tell a specifically egregious lie if they're trying to shield themselves from any responsibility. There are some things that you can go ahead and deduce, but you have to establish a baseline beforehand for that person. Maybe that's just something that they do. Maybe they have a hard time holding eye contact, and not for means of deception. It's maybe they're a little autistic, something like that. Notice I said a big word. I said never. Never is an extreme. Extremes are a dead giveaway that they're usually not telling the truth. Everybody texts when they drive at some point, even in your car. Never and always, and it's always or never. So that's a big one. Well, yeah, exactly. If you've ever had an argument with somebody, okay, you always do this, you never listen to me, and it's like, well, that's just bullshit because I'm responding to what you're saying right now. But anyways, he also said that liars often respond to questions really quickly, which shows that they didn't actually contemplate the question, that they were trying to remember something. Well, yeah, that's also, very good advice. Yeah, see, it's not the one word. It's the type of words. It's the response that you're getting. To catch a liar, Jefferson advises people to slowly repeat the question they're asking because most likely the person will retract their original statement. Yeah, mostly because they're already thinking to the response and it's ancillary to whatever you're asking. And they'll say, well, I mean, sometimes I do, because now they hinge on that word never. As it turns out, the lying could affect your mental health. A study on lying was conducted by the researchers at the University of Twente in the Netherlands. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that because that's a Dutch word. Who cares? The team asked participants to keep track of their lying per day. Finding revealed that 22% told a self-centered lie, 8% told a lie to protect another person, and 69% reported not lying that day. The researchers discovered that the lying participants had a lower self-esteem compared to those who told the truth. Participants who were asked to recall a situation in which they lied reported to have experienced a lower self-esteem after the situation compared to participants who were asked to recall a situation in which they did not lie, the team has wrote. So yeah, because it is the season, right? And you're going to have the trick-or-treaters out in very short order. If you're asking them for a trick and they simply want the treat, go ahead and put a couple of these practices into rotation and you might end up finding some very interesting results. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.